For this video, I'm going to do an accordion fold, which is going to create this pattern. I'm going to do a vertical pattern rather than horizontal, and not much changes about the folds aside from what I do in the middle. This is horizontal, and I'm going to show you how to do a vertical one. So what you're going to need is a white cotton piece of fabric, preferably rectangular, scissors. I have artificial sinew, which I use to compress the fabric and create these kind of lines on it. And then I have measuring tape, magic marker, and a spray bottle. So, since we want to do a vertical pattern, I'm going to figure out which way is vertical on the fabric, which would be this way, obviously not that way because it's shorter. So I will fold it down the middle, long ways. So again, fold it up. And then I like to make sure that I have it matching by the corners. To me, I just think that gives me the most accurate. I mean, sometimes if my cloth is a little off, it won't give me the most accurate lines, but it just gives you the best idea so that you don't get too caught up on the middle and find out that your corners are all jacked up and the design's not straight. So, lay it out flat. I'm trying to move this. Okay, so I'll do it flat this way, the fold facing you. All right, and then handy dandy spray bottle to make the edges all crisp. Okay, so once you've sprayed the first crease, you're gonna flatten it out. Make sure it's all nice and pretty. And then you're gonna take the top part of the fabric that you're using. So it'll be one piece and there will still be a piece flat. I'll show you what I mean. So you're gonna take the piece that's closest to you and lift it up like this. So there's still a piece laying flat. So creases towards you, lift up the top piece of fabric, fold it to the center fold that's facing you guys. And then I flatten out the fabric. Actually, probably a good idea to use a yardstick for this one to make sure the creases are flat. I don't know where mine is, but if you have one, I would use it. Just because I like having straight edges like that. So, once it's all flat, and again, this isn't an exactly straight piece of fabric, so you win some, you lose some as far as the edges aren't going to match up perfectly every time. You just want to make sure that you have a straight line going across. So you can do that by verifying that the edges are lined up with each other, so you don't want it to be crooked. So, all right. So I've now folded the bottom corner up, done the crease, and now I'm going to bring that top fold that I brought to you last time back to me. And flatten it out, spray. And then this is about, let's see how big this is. All right, that's about 4.5 inches. That pattern's about 3 inches wide. So I want to fold this again to make a smaller panel width. So I'm gonna take again the corner that I've been moving around, use that one again, and just fold it back up toward you. This is kind of like, I don't know if you want to call it a fan fold, or, you know, like when you're younger and you used to make little paper fans. Pretty simple, just go back and forth on top of itself. And when you're using the fabric as a unit of measurement for what you've already folded, like this little strip that I folded right now, it's pretty easy once you get this part down. we're just gonna fold from here. Okay, so this is the gauge that I'm using to see how big the rest of the folds are gonna be. I've matched up the folds on this side. I'm gonna spray them down a little bit just so they stay put. And as I'm looking at this, it looks like this one, like on this end, the fold might be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to measure it just to make sure. That's a little under 2.5. It's about the same, so okay, that's fine. And then, again, I'm gonna put my thumbs on top, index and middle finger underneath, and line it up with where this fold is. Same thing on the other side. And this time I'm going to flip the fabric underneath, and it's kind of messy in the middle, but that's okay. Pull it flat. And when I flip it over, I'll worry a little bit more about kind of how, if it's like perfect or not. It's hard to line up when you're doing it, folding under that way. And then middle and index finger, thumbs underneath it this time, flipping it opposite direction and going that way. And here again, you're gonna wanna bring your hands through and just make sure that the folds are lined up. And you're gonna wanna keep your hand on it, make sure the creases are nice and flat. Now that we've got the tapestry folded all the way, we're going to measure and mark for the lines to make the pattern, and then we're gonna tie it. So, it is 46 inches all together. So, yeah. 45, 46 inches. So I'm gonna do a mark every 5 inches. Just to keep it consistent, pick a number, you know, something that's, you don't want it too close together, because you want to be able to see some of the pattern, but you also don't want to have it, I like it even, you can do it however you want to do it, like sporadically or whatever, but I like having all mine measured and nice and neat. So now I've got marks 5 inches everywhere, or all the way down, so I can get rid of the magic marker and measuring tape. So everything comes crumbling to the ground. All right, and then I like to take the sides and fold them together. Like pinch them together almost to create kind of a like a U at the end. I'll show you from the end point of view. So it looks like that. I don't know how well you can see that, but all right, so I take the sinew, pull it underneath, gonna tie it, and then I wrap my sinew around 3 times. You can do 3 or 4. It matters more how much you do it if I'm doing a different pattern, but for this one, it's really not that important. Okay, so still gonna pull it tight. You don't have to worry about it being super tight, but, and then clip it. And then I continued the crease so it's the same from the first fold. And from the first line, go to the second line. Gonna repeat the same thing. Tie it, pull it tight, wrap it around, wrap the sinew around. 1, 2, 3. And then I hold the fabric tight, pull so that it's tight enough. Bring it closer to the camera so you can see it. You want it to be tight enough so it creates this little kind of indent in the fabric. And then I'm gonna do a time lapse for the rest of it because you get the idea from the first two. It's all tied from end to end in the area, in the spots that I put the marks. So all I have to do now is soak it in soda ash and then prep it for dye.